Good afternoon. Welcome to the 15th annual meeting of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association. I'm Becky Ruppert McMahon. I'm the Chief Executive of the CMBA and our fundraising arm, the Bar Foundation. Is it hot enough for you out there? Our original plan was this very program, this fabulous reception. We're all going to be outside on the lawn on that beautiful veranda. Thank you to Lago for being so flexible and letting us deal with weather instability by coming inside with a little air conditioning. We will only be here for the program. Don't worry, we're headed back out to the tent and the grass for a beautiful reception. The bar will stay open, appetizers will be served, and a beautiful summer night with jazz music will follow. You know, as I look out on the audience, it is so exciting to see us actually back together again in person. Thank you for coming out. It's been a long couple of years. When I look back a year ago, we were at the zoo, which was just a fantastic beginning of our new bar year as President Rose Fini came into office. It got a little warm, not quite as warm as today. It got a little wet, not as quite as wet today, but it was a great beginning to what we thought was going to be in-person life again. And little did we know that blasted pandemic was going to resurge. So it's been another year of incredible success, but it has certainly been up and down, in-person, virtual, Zoom, and all around. We've been living in times marked by uncertainty and upset, but the exciting thing to see is that the pathway into and around the CMBA is as bright and clear as possible. As you can see from the centerfold of the program that you received today, we've had a tremendous year of engagement inside the CMBA. We continue to be an organization open to all, encouraging every member to come forward, to share her, his, or their perspectives, to learn from one another, and to find peace simply by being together. We're an organization that knows your name, or at least we want to know your name. We also want to know what you think and why you think it. I truly believe that the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association stands as an antidote to the ailments of the day. Throughout the past year, our President Rose Fini has been a consistent champion of our organization's culture. She's been a tireless advocate for informed civil dialogue and intentional constructive action. Whether interviewing mayoral candidates, speaking at the International Women's Day Summit, leading our board of directors, or writing her monthly Bar Journal articles, which were really labors of love, President Fini has repeatedly challenged all of us to think about the issues of the day, to listen to one another, particularly when our perspectives are different, and to act in a manner that moves us closer to solutions. To follow in the footsteps of this year's president is to recognize that each of us holds an obligation to get off the sidelines and play an active role in improving our profession, the legal system, and our community. Rose, on behalf of one very grateful bar association, let me say thank you for your tremendous leadership and inspiration all year long. So whether we were meeting by Zoom or in person, masked or unmasked, 3 or 6 or 9 feet apart, thousands of CMBA members answered the call and came together again and again over the last year. We gathered for provocative programming, like our incredible Law Week events. 2 of the standouts for me, the City Club annual forum featuring Supreme Court Justice Melody Stewart interviewing the ever-candid Judge Patricia Blackmun. Another highlight, a program where we featured Betsy Anderson, the executive director of the World Justice Project. Betsy spoke about the erosion of the rule of law and public trust in institutions around the globe, our nation, and locally. But more importantly, she spoke about the role that lawyers and bar associations can play in rebuilding trust and shoring up the foundation upon which our democracy stands. We also hosted dozens of hot talks and real talks, conversations that examined ripped from the headline controversies where different viewpoints could be presented and constructively challenged. Some of our recent conversations have included the ongoing congressional redistrict challenges, the petition to change the name of Cleveland Marshall, what critical race theory is and is not, and what comes after the declaration of racism as a public health crisis. We also came together this year to encourage and advance Cleveland professionals. After a 2-year pandemic-induced hiatus, the Cleveland Mock Trial came back in person to our conference center for a competition that drew hundreds of students and CMBA volunteers. We also brought back the 3 R's in class with students, teaching lessons in law as well as career conversations. And this summer, our Mighty Stokes Scholars program fielded another crop of smart students eager to explore the possibilities offered by careers in law. We also came together through our sections and committees this past year. The criminal law section started things off with a bang at Goodnight John Boy's. The environmental section gathered a crowd at the Great Lakes Brewing Company for a very serious conversation. The women in law delighted again with a wine and chocolate spectacular. The lawyer referral service built a new partnership with the Cleveland Central Kitchen, where hospitality entrepreneurs across our city find their footing. The LGBTQ+ committee celebrated inspirational game changers, Susan Becker and Alana Jochum, just last week at Merwin's Wharf. And of course, our Bar Foundation, led this past year by our first ever business affiliate president, Leanne O'Brien, produced 3 unforgettable friend-raising and fundraising events that put a shining light on unsung public servants. It had us running through the streets of Cleveland in Halloween costumes, and we rocked the night away once again, back in person at the Music Box Supper Club. What a year! What a collection of leaders and members who are all committed to promoting the rule of law while also supporting, empowering, and celebrating our members and the community. Through it all, operationally, we've been working hard inside the bar to make engagement as easy and affordable as possible, including the introduction of this year's all-inclusive Bar One membership. 43% of our members in year 1 said yes to Bar One. For just a little more than $1 a day, Bar One members get easy, unlimited access, unlimited, to programming, section members, our racial and gender equity toolkit, and more. Because of Bar One, as you see in that centerfold, our program registrations, section memberships, event attendance, and social media engagement have literally been off the chart. 2 quick examples. We have 2 members out there among our nearly 5,000 members who have joined all 20 sections at the CMBA. All 20. We have 1 business affiliate member who attended 61 different programs, live and on demand, for a total of 136 hours of content. Whew. And it's not just the business affiliates. We have 2 lawyer members who registered for more than 50 live and on-demand programs representing nearly 100 hours of programming per member. Now that's what I call engagement. And the timing for all this good news couldn't be better. In January 2023, we will begin a year-long celebration of the 150th anniversary of the Cleveland Bar Association's continuous operations. What a legacy this bar has built across our legal community and greater Cleveland. Throughout 2023, look for profiles of our 150 years as told through our members' impact in shaping just about every system and structure that exists within greater Cleveland and beyond. We will also be spotlighting Cleveland Bar, Cuyahoga County Bar, and Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association past presidents, along with the trials of the century, the deals of the decades, and the titans of our profession, some of whom are in this room today. We'll also be launching a community-wide history project, affectionately known as Our Bar Story, which will capture countless reflections of the practice of law throughout greater Cleveland, as told by yesterday's, today's, and tomorrow's CMBA leaders and members. There will be many, many more details to come, but for now, please let me tell you that with 149 years under our belt, the state of our bar is incredibly strong, and we are actively setting the stage for generations to come. Speaking of incredible legacies, it is my honor to turn our attention to a distinguished group of CMBA members who have achieved an incredible milestone inside their individual practices of law. These are the individuals who are celebrating 50 and 65 years of practice. We have a remarkable 22 CMBA members who are joining the 50-year club today, and 4 members who have achieved the 65-year mark. A complete listing of all of our member honorees can be found in the program on page 10. Those honorees joining us in person are seated here. We have a couple in the front row here and a couple over here. They can easily be recognized by the boutonnieres that they are wearing. In recognition of their tremendous achievements and the countless contributions that they have made to our profession and the community, these new members of the 50-year club will not only receive our eternal gratitude, but also, get ready, free lifetime membership in the CMBA. At this time, I invite the members of our new class of the 50-year honorees who are in attendance today to please stand as I call your name. And audience, I would love for a thunderous round of applause, but let's wait until every name has been called. Introducing the new 50-year honorees, I include Mark Averbach, Brett Bacon, Herb Braverman, Harry Brown, David Burge, Lee Chilcote, Joe Diemert, Steve Ellis, Bob Fertile, Erwin Frank, Jack Current, James Lowe, Ronald Mills, Carl Muller, Alan Rouse, Keith Savage, Robert Sechrist Jr., Gregory Seeley, Thomas Seeger, Karen Shanahan, Jerry Weiss, and James Young. Congratulations. And look for more to come about these inductees today as we head into our 150th anniversary celebration. In addition to our newest 50-year honorees, we are also fortunate to be welcoming several members who have reached that amazing 65 years of practice. Again, I invite those who are in attendance to stand as I call your name, and let's hold the applause till I call all 4 of them. Richard Hollington Jr., William Minnick, Richard Dick Pogue, and Edward Rychek. Congratulations. I would be remiss if I didn't say, and I love all of our honorees equally, I promise you, but we happen to have an award named after Dick Pogue, which is an annual award given out by our Bar Foundation at the annual Rock the Foundation event. The original award was presented to Dick, and then the following year we named it after Dick. So we just in May had a belated celebration for Rock the Foundation, and I'm pleased to say Dick was there in great form, eager to celebrate along with this year's inductee, Bob Klonk from Oswald. So Dick, thank you again for letting us take your name, not in vain, but in greatness, to celebrate the achievements of those in our community. One of the most popular ways for CMBA members to engage with each other is through participation in one or more of our sections and committees. Today, I am excited to announce the recipients of our annual Section and Committee Awards. These impact awards are given to sections and committees who not only serve the profession by providing CLE, leadership opportunities, and articles for the Bar Journal plus networking events, but they are also active in providing community advancement through public service and pro bono activities. Challenged with a virtual environment again this past year, all of our sections and committees exceeded expectations and then some, by figuring out how to bring new, meaningful engagement and camaraderie in both the virtual and the in-person world. On behalf of the Section and Committee Oversight Committee, I am proud to announce this year's Outstanding Committee of the Year is the Mental Health and Wellness Committee, chaired by Mallory Monheimus. Are you here, Mallory? She is here? There she is. Mallory, congratulations. Congratulations. And the Outstanding Section of the Year is the Criminal Law Section, chaired by Brad Wolf. Brad, are you here? Hey, Brad Wolf, standing in the back. And of course, we know leadership is important, but it takes all those section and committee members, so congratulations to every member of the Mental Health and Wellness Committee, as well as the Criminal Law Section. Job well done. We can't wait to see where you go next year. Next, as you will see on page 12 of the program, this is the 5th class of our Leadership Academy that is graduating today. We had 18 emerging and established leaders who spent the last year honing their leadership skills, getting to know one another, and digging deep into the inner workings of the Bar Association. Through the program, they also had opportunity to learn from and to get to know some of our community's most accomplished general counsel, judges, managing partners, executive coaches, and more. One of the highlights from this year's Leadership Academy involved a competition among the lawyers. Who says lawyers aren't competitive? They were divided into teams which competed head-to-head on a project designed to enhance the CMBA's lawyer referral service. Our teams were challenged to propose improvements to the LRS platform that could, among other things, increase awareness of the LRS across Cleveland, attract new and more diverse LRS attorneys, and help the CMBA address the literal thousands of calls we receive each year from people in need of social services and not legal services. On behalf of the esteemed panel of judges who consider the pitches from each of these groups, I am pleased to announce that the unanimous winner of the 2022 Leadership Academy Project Award is Team A. That means nothing to you, I know. So let me introduce Team A to you. The members of Team A, if you're here, please stand so we can celebrate you. They include Kimberly Barnett Mills, Bridget O'Brien, Chris Klassa, Jeffrey Smith, Carolyn Soder, and Alex Jones. Congratulations, leadership team. The details of these projects, the winning as well as the other projects, will be profiled in the July-August Bar Journal magazine, so stay tuned. And if anyone out there is interested in joining this Leadership Academy, it is an incredible opportunity. Applications are being received today through July 22nd. If you'd like more information, come on over and I'd be delighted to talk about it. And finally, as I conclude my remarks today, I would be remiss if I didn't take just one moment to thank the 19 incredible members of my team, Team CMBA. The Bar Association work that we do is without a doubt the ultimate in team sport. I can assure you, because I travel the country meeting with other chief executives at other bar associations, local and state, we have the very best bar team anywhere in the country. Team CMBA, stand up so we can all thank you and show our appreciation for a year of great service. An extra special thanks today to our special events manager, Caitlin Peterson, who drove all the details for this event and all of our major special events at the bar. Well done again, Caitlin. And with that, it is now my pleasure to bring to the podium our current bar president, Rose Fini.
Thank you, Becky. There's a little more pressure this year because you're all listening. Last year at the zoo, everybody was at the bar and only my family and friends were listening, so bear with me. Gosh, what a pleasure and privilege it's been to serve you this year. And before we get into some of the important awards and just a few short remarks, I have to recognize and thank the special individuals and for their dedication to our bar, which is second to none, and that is our board of directors. We would not be where we are today. As Becky described, I mean, we are so vibrant, so energized, and so well-serving our legal community and trying to raise up our professionalism in so many ways, and we are so appreciative. We are so appreciative of all of our board of directors through their participation in and commitment to all the board meetings, the committee meetings, the Foundation Fellows campaign, the special events, and more. These individuals have helped spread the word about the virtues and the good works of the Bar Association and our Bar Foundation. So collectively and individually, we thank them for all of their tremendous contributions. The retiring officers and directors of both the association and the foundation, all of you are identified on page 5 of the program, and will you please stand as I call your name? Audience members, let's follow that same model that Becky used. After I announce all of the names, let's give that robust round of applause so we can hear everybody's name. So let's start with the person who is concluding his term on the association board, who acted as our 2021-2022 immediate past president, Joe Gross. Our retiring board of directors include Matt Besser, Jeff Brower, Laura Creed, Madeline Grant, Judge Ann Keller, Dennis Medica, Kalita Sims, and Suzanne Hamilton. Concluding his term as our foundation board 2021-2022 immediate past president is Carter Strain. And concluding their service as directors on our foundation board are Mary Catherine Barrett, Kathy Brandt, Pam Diker-Madaw, Karen Kaminsky, John Kostelnik, Pat Krebs, John Liebold, John Lykin, Mike Riley, Vince Skebby. He leaves the foundation board room to join the association as he becomes the chair of our young lawyer section. Matt Sechrist and Leslie Wargo. Now let's thank them all. It truly is a labor of love, and we so appreciate all of that time that everyone has dedicated. Now let's move into our awards. That we have some special people to recognize today. Each year, the CMBA's Justice for All Committee honors a volunteer who has provided exemplary service to the greater Cleveland community in pro bono and public service programs. The Volunteer of the Year Award recognizes those who give their time and expertise in meaningful and significant ways throughout the year to serve those in need. And you will see on page 15 of your program, this year, the Justice for All Volunteer of the Year is Lisa Gaspare Black. Lisa has devoted so many hours of volunteer service to the CMBA over the past 8+ years. She served as chair of the Justice for All Committee for 2 years. She has been a volunteer in the Cleveland Homeless Legal Assistance Program and has led the efforts to partner with organizations to provide regular volunteer service to the homeless and at-risk individuals at the Bishop Cosgrove Center and the Westside Catholic Center, 2 sites with a lot of service needs. By day, Lisa serves as General Counsel for Catholic Charities of the Diocese of Cleveland. Chair of the Justice for All Committee, Sarah Namastel, shared that Lisa is deserving of this award because she has advanced the JFA Committee's mission to ensure that all members of our community have equal access to justice, especially the poor and underserved. Lisa is a true inspiration within our profession as a lawyer who gives back. Thank you again, Lisa. One of our great traditions of the CMBA is the annual recognition of a Cleveland area lawyer or judge who embodies some aspect of the character of the late federal Judge William K. Thomas. Among Judge Thomas's most notable traits were his civility, creativity, decency, and steadfast ability to act as a catalyst for change. Our recipients possess the highest ethical and professional standards in dealing with clients, adversaries, and the courts. And through public service, pro bono, or volunteer services, they have served as advocates for the justice system and the legal profession. This year, I have the honor of presenting the 2022 William K. Thomas Professionalism Award to 2 deserving recipients, James J. McMonigal and Karen Rubin. First, let me introduce you in alphabetical order to Jim McMonigal. In his 52-year legal career, Jim McMonigal has distinguished himself through his reputation for professionalism and integrity. Jim is of counsel at Voyer, Sater, Seaman & Pease, LLP, where he is a member of the corporate and litigation practice groups. His mediation and arbitration practice is recognized as one of the best in the nation. Among his many career highlights, Jim was a judge on the Court of Common Pleas in Cuyahoga County, is General Counsel, Senior Vice President and Secretary of University Hospitals, board member of a Fortune 500 company, and chairman of the board of a mutual fund complex, and a United States District Court judicial nominee. Our second recipient is the incomparable Karen Rubin. Throughout the course of her career, Karen Rubin has quietly and consistently established herself as a leader in the area of ethics and professionalism. Prior to her recent retirement from Thompson Hine, Karen's practice focused on litigation, legal ethics, and professional responsibility. She is the vice chair of the Ohio Supreme Court's Commission on Professionalism, a member of the CMBA's Ethics and Professionalism Committee and Thought Leadership Committee, a member of the Executive Committee of the Judicial Candidate Ratings Coalition, and a member of the Ohio State Bar Association's Ethics Committee. Karen continues to pass along this legacy of professionalism to the future of our legal community as an adjunct legal ethics professor at Cleveland Marshall. Please join me in congratulating Jim and Karen as this year's recipients of the William K. Thompson Professional Award.
You can't let an Irish guy within 10 feet of a microphone and not expect something. Listen, I'm grateful for everything the Bar Association has done. I was just telling the Chief Justice, I used to ride the bus with Bill Thomas in Chagrin Falls for about 15 years, and I learned a lot from him on the bus rides. But I'm grateful for everybody who was here. But beyond that, I really couldn't have done it without my wife who's with me today, so thank you, Todd.
Karen? Quietly, you. Okay. All right. Each year, the outgoing CMBA president selects a person who they believe exemplifies the highest values of our community in law, in business, and in public service. I am proud to honor the State of Ohio Supreme Court Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor as the recipient of our 2022 President's Award. In November 2015, 71% of Ohio voters approved an amendment to the Ohio Constitution to create the Ohio Redistricting Commission, and according to the ballot language, a less partisan process ensuring fair representation in drawing legislative and congressional districts. There was a sense of hopefulness that this new process would be less partisan, more transparent, and good for Ohio elections and our democracy. On January 12, 2022, the Ohio Supreme Court declared invalid the Ohio Districting Commission's first set of newly drawn legislative maps that had retained Republican supermajorities in both chambers of the state legislature despite the constitutional mandate to avoid partisan favoritism. The Supreme Court subsequently ruled 4 additional times that the submitted legislative maps were unconstitutional. Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor was the sole Republican to side with the majority, demonstrating fidelity to the rule of law and the plain text of the Ohio Constitution, rather than agreeing with her party's effort to secure partisan supermajorities. With this award, we honor and celebrate her impartiality and integrity, qualities which must exist if our judiciary is to fulfill its role in promoting and upholding the rule of law. But let's not forget her early career. As Summit County prosecutor who lobbied the General Assembly for tougher laws on rape, and her success in turning around a child support enforcement program that was second to last in the state. And just in 2 years, she turned that program around to a national award-winning program, which matters in the day-to-day lives of people, child support. Justice O'Connor has remained steadfast in her exemplary public service. In addition, she was the first woman to lead the Ohio Judicial Branch. She has made the justice system reform as a centerpiece of her 12-year tenure as Chief Justice. Among those initiatives she has championed in Ohio and nationally are racial justice, challenges to the debtor's prison, attorney representation for the poor, reform on bail, fines, and fees, sentencing fairness through the statewide database, cameras in courtrooms, and grand jury reform. Thank you, Justice O'Connor, for defending the rule of law throughout your career and for your dedicated and exemplary public service. All right, and now, with the advice of Mallory from our Mental Health Committee, I'm going to spend a few moments in gratitude. What an amazing experience it has been to be your president this past year. And let's start with the amazing CMBA team. It has just been outstanding and unbelievable. Let's begin with Becky. I mean, her endless energy, her innovative spirit, and her get-it-done attitude drew me to become more involved with the CMBA and made this term for me so rewarding and seamless and enjoyable. Yes, it's enjoyable, so step up to leadership. We had fun, and it has just been amazing. Her leadership for the CMBA is masterful, and we are so fortunate to have her talents serving our legal community. Thank you, Becky, so much. But Team CMBA, who supports Becky, because behind a good leader is a very solid team in every capacity. And those that I got to work with more closely at the association, Melanie Farrell, Brennan Donnellan, Carrie Burns, Caitlin Peterson, Mary Groth, David Meckenbauer, Domenica Essie, and Pegga Zardust. I mean, just outstanding, every one of them, so accommodating, so gracious, and what fun we had. So thank you so much for everyone, and Jacqueline for all those articles and your patience with all my numerous edits. Oh my goodness. Awata Fasad is in the house. Thank you so much for your heartfelt and genuine words of support throughout the year. They have meant so much to me, and I can't say enough about the energy and enthusiasm that you bring to your role as Vice President of Inclusion and Diversity. Keep it up. We've got another year on your term, and our legal community is so much better and will continue to get better because of all your work and focus. And my fellow officers, Adrian Thompson, Judge John Russo, Foundation President Leanne O'Brien, it's been an honor to serve at your side. You have been outstanding, and all of our section and committee chair people, and Brad Wolf, who is stepping up to our board of directors. I mean, I got to meet personally, our executive committee met with these leaders, just outstanding, energetic folks bringing a lot to their roles. Adrian and Larry Zuckerman, you will serve the association and foundations quite well. Now onto my magnificent team, legal at Cleveland Metro Parks, and you're through in the audience here. Kyle Baker, Priscilla Roca, Katie McVoy, Greg Headley, and Marisa Marinella. They have all stepped up. They've covered some meetings for me, covered presentations. They've proofread some of those long articles. Continue to keep our well-oiled legal machine moving forward to accomplish that mighty Cleveland Metro Parks ambitious agenda. And not only are they incredibly talented attorneys and professionals, but they are remarkable people who I treasure deeply, and I am so blessed to have them in my life and on my team. And my family, my sister, my brothers, my in-laws, who all pitched in to help manage our elderly parents, thank you for making this year easier. And my partner, Peg, who picked up all my slack at home so I could meet the demands of my daytime job and serve my CMBA role well. Thank you for all of your support and unending love. So last July, I called upon our legal community to join me in the amplification of the CMBA's mission, promoting the rule of law. And amplify we did. We engaged in civic education about the meaning and mattering of the rule of law through our 3 R's program. We educated the media and the community about the rule of law through our robust CLE programming, editorials, and social media posts. We celebrated and are celebrating those who defend the rule of law. We are working to ensure that justice is free of discrimination through our real work groups and with all of our inclusion and diversity efforts. We are working to increase access to justice through our involvement with the Say Yes to Education with Legal Aid and in our upcoming CMBA Cleveland Legal Collaborative Initiative. And these are all strategies that the World Justice Project's research demonstrates will strengthen the rule of law. And when they learned about our programming, they said that the CMBA's work can be a model for all bar associations throughout the world. Together, through the CMBA and our civic engagement, we can bring trust back to government and strengthen the rule of law, which is so important to our democracy. It was a privilege to serve you. Thank you for the opportunity. And now it is my pleasure to hand over the gavel to Adrian Thompson.
What a year, what a year. And we get to start a new one right here, right now. So let me waste no more time and shift this to the point at which we invite the Honorable Charles E. Fleming to come up to provide the oath of office. Judge Fleming was nominated by President Joe Biden on January 4th, 2022, to fill the seat vacated by Judge James Gwynne. After being confirmed by the Senate in February, he was sworn in on March 11th, 2022. The rumor is that Judge Fleming and our president-elect are cousins, maybe by birth, maybe by choice, we're not really sure, but they are cousins nonetheless. Judge Fleming, it's my honor to invite you to the podium.
Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. I've known Adrian for such a long time, since before I was an attorney. We actually worked at the same firm. I had taken the bar, but had not yet passed it. He was a mentor to me. He still is a mentor to me. We were friends before we even found out that turns out we're cousins. He's got Flemings on his mother's side. I've got Flemings on my father's side. We sat down and talked about it one day and said, what the hell, we might as well start calling each other cousins. But that said, Adrian is the consummate attorney. He is a scholar, he is a gentleman, and I'm sure that the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association will be all the better for having him as president. Congratulations, Adrian.
Thank you.
At least they better be, because you're my cousin. I, Adrian Thompson, do solemnly swear
I, Adrian Thompson, do solemnly swear
that I will support the articles and regulations
that I will support the articles and regulations
of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association,
of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association,
and that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties. That was tough.
of my office to the best of my ability,
Of my office to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Becky.
All right, cousin, knock them dead now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. All right. I'll be short today so everyone can start having fun and drinking. But first, thank you to my cousin, Judge Fleming. Thank you, Becky and Rose. And thank you, Chief Justice O'Connor, for your service and commitment to the rule of law. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the newly elected officers and directors of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association. The complete list is printed on page 10 of your program. Officers and directors, please come forward as your name is called and join us in front of the stage for the administration of the oath of office. First, our CMBA officers. Judge John Russo, President-elect. Judge Russo will assume the presidency in 2023. Jennifer Himmeline, Vice President. Jennifer will assume the presidency in 2024. Tammy Boulder, Treasurer. Awatef Assad, Vice President of Inclusion and Diversity. Becky Ruppert McMahon, Secretary. Now the newly elected CMBA directors. Susan Evans, Catherine Hall, Judge Sherry Midday, Renuka Rahman, Chair of the Young Lawyer Section, Vincent Skeeby, Joseph Sims, Brad Wolf, and Mark Young. And now invite the new president, officers, and directors of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Foundation to come forward to the front of the stage. Larry Zuckerman, President. Meredith Shoup, President-elect. Meredith will assume the presidency in 2023. Paul Kapka, Vice President of Finance. Becky Ruppert McMahon, Secretary. Kelly Albin, Vice Chair of the Young Lawyer Section. Myra Afton, Carl Bikini, Thomas Harum, Majid Maklouf, Rachel Malk, Lorena Sheets, Brent Shelley, and Frank Wardega. Officers and directors, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will support the articles and regulations of the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association or Bar Foundation, that I will faithfully, honestly, and impartially discharge the duties of my office to the best of my ability. So help me all. Congratulations to you all. Thank you. Thanks a lot. All right. Thank you. Yeah. Becky told me I only had 7 or 8 minutes, so I have 7 or 8 minutes. So you can time me, and I think I can keep to it. But I'm honored to begin my service with the Cleveland Metropolitan Bar Association as its president. Our organization will celebrate its 150th anniversary next year. As I said, I'll be brief this afternoon, but I wanted to recognize my family. My mother is 94. My mom and my dad, Amos Thompson, kept me on the proper path despite my numerous attempts to take the well-traveled path that has historically cursed many young, talented people, especially brown and black males. I also want to thank my wife, Tracy, and my children for supporting me. Next, I want to thank the Taft family, especially Bob Hicks, our chairman and managing partner, and my co-partner, Jill Helfman, and the work put in by everyone at Taft to help us become that inclusive employer of choice in each of our markets. Finally, I want to thank all of you and my Bar Association family. I've always had a passion to understand and promote the rule of law. I began my legal journey almost 36 years ago as a staff attorney with the Cleveland Legal Aid Society. Harold Williams, who's no longer with us, served as my older brother, my mentor, and my champion. There, our mission was to provide access to justice. From the Legal Aid Society, my next opportunity was as a young attorney working with great Cleveland attorneys and powerful people like Mark O'Neill, Fred Nance, Margaret Cannon, Barbara Bird Bennett, Steve O'Brien, Tom Atkins, James Hardiman, Dan McMullen, and George Forbes on the Cleveland school desegregation case. Mark O'Neill served as board president during the case, and that group of mentors and champions took a young, raw, unpolished attorney and showed me the importance of community service and understanding and upholding the rule of law. Mark told me that it was one of his highest honors to serve as board president. Once I became involved, especially involved in the sections and committees of the Bar Association, I really came to understand and appreciate the value and richness of the Bar Association community. I was fortunate to meet a very talented and diverse group of people from all over Northeast Ohio, from all backgrounds, experiences, and worldviews, from all practice areas. People I never would have come in contact with, had any occasion to be with, other than through working with the Bar Association. Rather than never getting to meet these people, I was able to get to know them and serve with them and work with them on projects that are bigger than all of us. I also came to learn of the Bar Association's deep commitment, service commitment, and commitment to the communities where we work and live. Programs of the Bar Association are real. They have substance. Change happens at the grassroots level with the host of Bar Association and Foundation programs. From the 3 R's program and Stokes Scholars, where we serve thousands of students every year, to all things that the young lawyers do, including multiple service initiatives and the fine work done by the sections and committees. As a team, we will continue our efforts to build the next generation of Northeast Ohio leaders. We have an abundance of diverse talent in the city of Cleveland, the inner and outer ring suburbs, and all the communities where we work and live. I want this team to let our collective voice be heard as we promote the rule of law and the legal profession by supporting our members, building and molding the next generation of Northeast Ohio leaders, and serving the communities where we work and live. Conscious inclusion is very important to the Bar Association. And what I mean by that is we want everyone to contribute. Every voice matters. And we need open and honest dialogue to make certain that we continue to be pioneering and remain the gold standard for bar associations in Ohio and across the nation. And I know that Becky does not want me to do this, but her leadership team is simply outstanding. We have the team and systems in place to continue to serve as the indispensable go-to organization in Northeast Ohio on matters of law and justice. And this I say to all of you: mentor a young person and save a life. Continue to participate in our always replicated but never duplicated 3 R's program. Our volunteer to tutor young people who may not currently see a path or a way to break the many cycles that stagnate growth and development, or who are a mentor or champion away from becoming the next great leader in the city of Cleveland or across the nation. Be a role model. Use your own story to inspire greatness in others. Let's build upon our efforts to get our firms, employers, and organizations involved in working together to be that inclusive bar association of choice that both develops, retains, and attracts diverse talent. Let us celebrate and build upon the things that makes Cleveland and Northeast Ohio strong. But let's also openly discuss the roadblocks that hinder our ability to be that inclusive region of choice that develops, retains, and attracts the next generation of leaders. Let's continue to support and advocate for the rule of law, and let's continue to support our judiciary. Once we openly discuss what barriers currently exist that stagnate growth and development, let's work together as diverse teams in an inclusive manner and continue our work on solutions that serve everyone in the Northeast Ohio community. Throughout the Bar Association, the opportunities are there for the taking. I've seen many people come up and learn through leadership through service with the Bar Association. I think there is no other place that offers you more opportunities to take your leadership positions, learn and grow. It has been incredible to watch other people move through these positions and grow. I'm honored and privileged to serve now more than ever, given the time we are in. We have never had a better time to provide more service to the citizens of Northeast Ohio, and there has never been a greater need. Moreover, we have never needed each other as much as we do now. And I'm speaking of the broader legal community and anybody the legal community touches across the state. We really need to pull together in this time now to carry out the mission and objectives of the Bar Association. We are positioned to succeed. We have a long history and we are adaptable. We can continue to make positive change. We have a great foundation and a great staff that is allowing us to make changes as the need occurs. Finally, I look forward to serving and collaborating with all of you in the coming year. And I again express my thanks and appreciation to all of you and to the Bar Association. God bless, and let's continue the work. Thank you. It was about 8 minutes. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.